Good afternoon, Greg. How you doing? Good afternoon, Leviathan. Hello, Chase. Good evening. Good evening, guys. How are you? Arthur, good evening. Michael, good evening. How's everybody? I don't know why I'm peeling the price off this. It's not important, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm starting with a Blade Guard Ancient tonight. I'm not really sure how you paint a Blade Guard Ancient, to be completely honest with you. This bannery thing he has, like, what even is it? Like a skeleton? A skeleton on one side, wings on the other side? I guess we'll get some Celestial Grey. Maybe we'll get some Usha'i Bone or something as well. Todd, good evening. Don't drop it, fragile looking banner. Okay, I'll try not to drop it. Thanks for the vote of confidence. This red paint. Mostly golden bone. Cool. Golden bone it is, or I might do grey and bone. I don't know. I mean, I'm playing this Blade Guard Ancient in a tournament, but I'm literally only taking him because he's 45 points, and I'm using him as an action monkey. So I've had to submit my list today for next week's GT. I do not like the list that I have. But sometimes you just got to submit something, right? So it'll be fun. Chase is painting up his new favourite Angelic Inheritors unit, the Desolation Marines. I did consider running Desolation Marines, but I erred away from them in the end. I wonder how they do against that new Plague Burst Crawler with the Mortal Wounds and the fact that they can actually Mortal Wound you when you're not even the unit that they're targeting. That's probably what put me off them. Like, I like everything else about them, I hate Death Guard at the moment. But then maybe you don't play against 3 Plague Burst Crawlers and you're totally fine. 3 Plague Burst Crawlers is a little bit obnoxious, right? So I'm going to use Mephiston Red to start with on the cloak. And I'm just getting this guy battle ready, so probably gonna paint the cloak and then I'm gonna put base paint on him. I'm not needing him to be finished, I'm just needing him to look like he's got a few colours on him so he's battle ready. I've got lots of little bits I want to get finished tonight. Watched the match this week. Had one of those weeks too. Death Guard destroyed me. I think Death Guard and World Eaters have very, very... I wouldn't say their whole codexes are very strong. I just think they have a few units that are like mega strong right now. So everyone will pick those units for the next 3 months and then they'll get balanced. I guess what I don't like is like how this keeps happening. You know, like it seems like every new book there is a chance, because sometimes it doesn't happen, but it feels like every time there's a new book there is a chance that whatever's in the new book will just come out with bonkers powerful rules, and I guess we just have to wait for them to get that fixed. Seems like it's happening too often in my opinion. But I mean, I was going to say, I guess the official points released today, and the points are just a bit bonkers. This is what annoys me with competitive 40k actually, because like I was at a tournament in January. That was the last tournament I was at, and January was obviously shortly after like the Grotmist detachments all got released. And the tournament I was at in January was won by that stupid Necron Star Shatter Arsenal. Because Star Shatter Arsenal was obnoxious and so broken. So I probably am going to go to this tournament and it's going to be won by another broken detachment from a new book or from a new detachment, however you want to look at it. And I kind of don't know how to put it other than like I really dislike new stuff coming out and then dominating events. Have I decided on my list? Yeah, I mean, I've submitted something. And the reasoning behind my list was a bit silly, to be honest. But playing World Eaters, they have those Forge Fiends that are obnoxiously strong if you're less than toughness 10. So I just took a bunch of stuff that's higher than toughness 10. And Death Guard also have the Hell drones, whatever they're called, the fetid bloat drones. They're also very, very obnoxious if you're less than toughness 10. I mean, they're actually really obnoxious if you're toughness 10 precisely on your vehicles, because what they'll do is they'll use their stratagem to put you in contagion range, or they'll use their detachment ability to put you in contagion range, so you're toughness 9. And then it'll wound you at range really, really easily with the bloat drones. So basically, I just changed my list, and all my tanks are T11 or higher. So if the Death Guard decide to contagion me across the board, they'll still have a somewhat average wound roll against me. And some of the time, their wound rolls will still be 5 against me because I've got a Land Raider in my list. So I don't know if I like my list. Probably don't like it, but it gives me a shot against those two broken armies. And you know what? There would be nothing like I could go to this event, right, and lose all 4 or lose 4 of the 5 games, as long as one of my games is against Andrew or Colin, and I beat their stupid broken army and I stop them winning the tournament. That will feel very good for me. So I always say, like, don't take... What did I always say? I always say, like, don't tailor your list. Because I think it's a bad idea to tailor your list. Well, my list is tailored against World Eaters and Death Guard. Sue me. Hello, Miles. How you doing? Don't tell him I said all this, Miles, or you'll... Yeah, I was going to say, you're getting a lift to the tournament next week. Remember, Miles? You know? I'm saving you a bunch of driving, bro. You don't want to tell him any of this. Hello Brandon, hey John, I owe you a big thanks. Just finished my first game back after a little hiatus and I followed your lag list guide and it worked so well, thank you. No problem, Brandon, thanks for the comments. It's nice to hear that those sort of guides and stuff are useful. Did you tailor at all for the Miles, or are you good? The amount of salt is giving me kidney damage. Yeah, no, I here's the thing though, right? Andrew and Colin are being so confident right now. You know, they're like, we have a group chat. You don't see what goes on in the group chat, and they're talking like they are the big dogs in the group chat, you know? Like it's like the plastic crackheads group chat on like WhatsApp. And they're just talking like they're the big cheese, they're going to dominate this event, etc, etc, etc. So I you know, it would be nice to do okay in the event, but it would be so much sweeter to just beat one of those. Hello Todd, good evening. Yeah, I went back and forth a bunch of times because I couldn't really figure out if there was a way for me to tailor against them. I had a Gladiator Lancer in my list at one point, as well as 2 Vindicator tanks. I was like, do I just take an absolute crap load of Strength 14 firepower? I did almost consider that. But at the last minute I changed it up. So, it's not something... I actually thought the Gladiator Lancer would be very good against your list, Marius. Because I know what Marius has got. No spoilers, but he's got Ultramarines, and let's just say he's got a lot of strong armor units. I mean, everyone will see them soon, right? But I know what you've got. So I thought like a Gladiator Lancer would actually be really strong against you, Marius. Because obviously your tanks won't have invuln saves because you're Space Marines. And the Lancer's AP4. But I went away from it in the end. I'm going to win the whole event with 60 Assault Intercessors. If you didn't take that many, then no win. You can put 6... I was going to say, I suppose you could put 60 Assault Intercessors in if 30 of them were jump packs and 30 of them were on foot. Yeah, no, I mean, nobody runs 60 Assault Intercessors, dude. I guess that beats some armies. I think I'll do fine. Probably, I mean, typically I do like 3 and 2. And so I'll probably be aiming for 3 and 2, 4 and 1 would be a bonus. But I suppose the one thing to say is, like, because I couldn't figure out a list, no one will have any experience playing against my list, right? So that'll be a positive. I always think that when you go to an event, if you've got a unique list that no one's got any experience playing against, that can help as well. Just because they don't really know what to expect, or they... yeah. Hello Ardeen, good evening. I do think that's one of the reasons that maybe like I won that GT before, because when I won the GT, literally no one was running, like, I actually think after I won the GT, no one, you know, like when Jack comes like 3rd in LVO, and then everybody's like, oh my god, Jack made this amazing Angelic Inheritors list, and everyone starts copying it because they think it's amazing, you know? I think when I won my tournament, no one was playing my list, and I think after I won it, nobody was playing what I was playing again either. Like, you know, like I'm not going to big prestigious events, so I think like if you play something that is unique that nobody knows how to play against per se, that can actually be a really good thing as well. I bet no one's playing a Blade Guard Ancient, that's for sure, right? Do you think lag could be better in the meta? Probably. The thing that makes lag strong, dude, is because you can just trade loads of really cheap units and they're all really good, right? Like scouts in lag get like I think in lag scouts get like 21 strength 4 EP1 1 damage, which becomes obviously strength 6. So like scouts get 20 plus strength 6 attacks, assault intercessors get 20 plus strength 6 attacks, I think incursors get 20, outriders get 15 2 damage attacks. Like in lag you've just got so many cheap units that can just hit really, really hard into a lot of targets. So you can just trade units really, really effectively in lag. So lag's a weird attachment in that like you just trade, right? Like you don't have any staying power. Like your units just get killed almost instantly. But you are very, very good at trading in Liberator Assault Group. So that's, if you're playing Liberator Assault Group, that's almost how you want to start thinking a little bit like how you build your list, right? Hello Frank, picked up a Land Raider last night. Cool. I'm going to paint in a couple of bits of my Land Raider here tonight once I get some texture paint on this Because I need this guy to be based for the tournament. Definitely nobody is playing a Blade Guard Ancient attached to nothing. Well, here I am, the trendsetter VT. The thing about the Blade Guard Ancient attached to nothing, you gotta remember in this attachment I can make him a lone operative as well. 1 CP becomes a lone operative. I haven't been able to do that yet, but it might come up. It might be worth doing, you know, like, just to mess with your opponent, force them to come and melee him in the corner of the board or something. So you're saying the plastic crackheads are like Russians in Rocky 4? Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I was actually, funny you mentioned Rocky, I was looking for Rocky. Like I want to get, I haven't seen the Rocky movies in ages, so I was wanting to get them on Blu-ray in like a box set or something. But yeah, 100%. They are being very cocky. They're talking about World Eaters and Death Guard like they're the best things since sliced bread. They're loving the fact that they've got some units that are grossly undercosted. So yeah, if there was a way to just take them down a notch, that would be so nice. But yeah, it'll be good to see you next week, Marius, for sure. It's been like a year since we saw you in the tournament in Elgin. Crazy. Time marches relentlessly onwards, as they say. I feel like we need a way to get extra AP. I think probably one of the reasons that the Death Company are so underused or they're so weak is probably is the fact that there's no way to get extra AP yet. I mean, the issue I probably have with lag is like, and to a certain extent the issue I have with Angelic Inheritors as well is we only have one stratagem that gives you +1 to wound. And basically every time we go into any difficult combat, we need that +1 to wound stratagem. So we're very limited. And I mean, I guess this is why you have to run tanks with Blood Angels these days, so that you've got your enemy whittled down significantly, because you can't just slam into them how we used to slam into them and go, oh well, everything's got +1 to wound, so I wound really effectively. It just doesn't work the same anymore, and both in Angelic Inheritors and in lag, right? If you're playing an Ancient for objectives, why not use a normal one? Because I don't have 5 more points in my list, dude. I have a normal one, I wouldn't have to be painting this one if I'd had 5 more points. But yeah, I don't have 5 more points in the list. It's fine. I mean, he's going to come down in the corner of the board, right? Probably deploy teleport homers behind enemy lines. Or it's not quite called homers anymore, it's like established locus, but you know what I mean, right? He's not going to do a whole lot. He's probably not going to kill anything. The regular one would have been better, I guess, as well, because he could have had a power sword or something. I just didn't have the points. Oh no, Miles, you're fine. But to be fair, Miles, you're not really cocky in the chat like Andrew and Colin, are you? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. They're very cocky for two people that have never won a GT, aren't they? Well, we'll see if they can finally win a GT with their broken rules. It'll be, I just think it would be so sweet to beat one of them. And just like knock them down a peg. If I play against Emperor's Children, it'll be a learning experience because I know very, very little about them. It'll be good to learn, but yeah, I know nothing about them. I know they got a lot of fight first. That's about it. They're fast. They're fast with fight first, is it? Is that what I need to know? I don't think you'll win the wooden spoon, Marek. I think the only reason you win the wooden spoon is because you insist on taking firstborn Marines and tactical squads. I think if you don't do that, you will be fine. I guess the firstborn Marines have long since had their day. Watch out for precision from the Demon Princes. Oh, they get back up again? Okay. Well, once I find out my first matchup, I guess. I heard that there's also a Harlequin player there, and that's apparently very good. I don't get enough practice against Harlequins either, to be honest with you. So it's like I never get enough practice through them, so when I come up against them in events, it's always like 50-50 if I win. Sometimes there's a little bit of luck there, or sometimes they don't know my list, I don't know their list, and it can just be like, yeah, a little bit of dice rolling or a little bit of luck based, I guess. I don't know the player that's supposed to be very good with Harlequins, but someone was saying in the Discord that there's a very good Harlequin player there. I haven't met a bunch of the guys. This is the first time I've gone to a tournament on like essentially the East Coast. Most of the tournaments that I've gone have been west of where I live. They will eat a squad from the inside out. Well, I don't have that too many. Like I'll be trying to hide squads usually. Yeah, Emperor's Children will be an interesting one. I don't know how we'll get on, honestly. I also don't know if I come up into Necrons, I might struggle into Crons as well. It's not my best list. I feel like maybe we'll just have to. Well, you know, we just have to take each game as it comes and see how we get on, I guess. By the way, thanks to everybody that bought a ticket for the charity raffle. It all did just finish up yesterday, I think it was, because I was posting out some prizes this morning and I was wrapping up some more prizes this afternoon. So I think we're gonna. Like, I don't actually know how much is raised until all the winners get their prizes and they accept the prizes and stuff, and then the fees will come off. But I think it's going to be damn close to $2,000 for the hospital here. Well, the hospital in America is going to get $2,000. It was super close. It looked like it was going to break 2,000, but there's going to be like a second draw as well, because one guy won like 4 prizes, which I guess can't be helped when like the guy that won all the prizes, he bought 180 raffle tickets, spent like $200 on raffle tickets. So I spoke to him today actually. I've been emailing him since he won. And basically he's agreed to not take all 4 prizes, which is pretty cool of him. So I'm going to figure out a way to try and give away the prizes that he didn't want. So I've got 2 more raffle prizes to give away. I'm going to try and figure out how we do that. Raffle support were actually useless. Hello, Highland Phoenix. Thanks, Eternal Crusader. Appreciate it. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I honestly thought at one point about including a knight in my list. So, here's the thing. At other points, like in 9th edition, for example, there was definitely times where I went to tournaments where I felt Blood Angels were very poor. There was also times where I went to tournaments where I felt Blood Angels were very strong. Probably the times that I went when I felt they were very strong, I did, you know, like I've got a few trophies behind me that aren't all just first place. You know, like I've got 3rd place trophy there. So sometimes when you go to an event and your army isn't very strong, you can still have a great time, you can still have fun. One of the times that I went in 9th edition, I think it was the time I actually took 3 Armigers with my Blood Angels. Blood Angels were in a really bad spot in 9th edition at one point. I just took 3 Armigers with the Blood Angels because I was like, and I can't figure out a list. I don't think I've got a strong list. I'm just going to take some Armigers and I'm just going to go to the tournament and have fun. And I think that's the time that I won Best Sportsmanship. So, you know, like, not that I'm going to be shooting for Best Sportsmanship at this next event, but I've definitely taken a list just because I feel like I couldn't figure out the list, if that makes sense. No Blood Angels decals on the new transfer sheets. You'd get Blood Angels decals on the transfer sheets in like the big boxes. But oh yeah, there was a box that had like Raven Guard and all this nonsense and no Blood Angels. Did you end up taking Vindicators? Yes, 2 Vindicators and a Land Raider. And a Ballistus Dreadnought. So my list is literally, my Blood Angels are being carried by tanks. If I do well, I don't know if it's the Blood Angels that have done well, if it's just the tanks that have done well. Probably the tanks, right? Toughness 10 at the moment, or less, is a bit of a liability, it feels like, into Death Guard and World Eaters. Blade Guard Ancient without a blade is the biggest fail of a model. I'm taking him as an action monkey, Island Phoenix. He is my action monkey in this tournament list. Hello Hadley, how you doing? Thrillwood, afternoon. It's starting to get to summer in Scotland. I don't know if you can see how bright it is in my room tonight, but like, it is. It's like summer out there, man. It's been lovely today. I've been at the beach with the kids, went for a walk in the woods. The kids had football practice this morning, or soccer practice, I guess, if you're in America and so soccer practice. So I was like, when I got home, I was saying to my wife, I was like, I'm exhausted. She's like, how many steps have you done? I was like, I hadn't been keeping count. I went onto my app and it was like, you've done 14,000 steps. And I was like, oh right, maybe that's why I'm exhausted. Geez, seems like a lot of steps. I've been dieting for like 2 weeks. So that probably comes in, like, so when you're dieting, I guess you don't have as much energy or whatever. Never say soccer again. I only said soccer so American people know what I'm talking about. It's for me, it's always football. It's been football. I never call it soccer. Which is funny because I actually like American football as well, but I would always say, if I was talking about American football, I would always prerequisite with the word American, right? Yeah, when I was growing up, I had like Madden and all that stuff on my Sega, Nintendo. So yeah, I like both. I like both, but obviously I watch regular Scottish soccer a lot more. Marius did an 8k hike today. Good for you, dude. That's smashing at 8k. That's like 5 miles. Good for you. Man, I feel like as you get older, you got to take more care of your body. You know, you only got one body. When it gives up the ghost, then you're done, right? So, like, yeah, as I've been getting older, I've actually been going to the gym more. I've been eating more healthily, drinking less alcohol, all that good stuff. As I get older, I guess. Try and counteract the old age, I guess. Christoph, hello everyone. My first hobby hangout, painting my last 10 jump intercessors and putting 30 in my next list. I'll see how it goes. You should think about attaching a chaplain to them, because a chaplain with a jump pack is a very cool buff for those assault intercessors. It's more mortal wounds. It's also +1 to wound for the whole squad, which I think is pretty good considering how cheap that unit is. But hello Christoph, thanks for catching a hobby hangout. How are you? How the hell are you? Is that what we would say? Am I watching the Champions League final? I've watched it in previous years, man. I'm an Arsenal fan, so we just got eliminated in the semi-final. So, like, do I want to watch it? Maybe. It's on a Saturday night, which means I'll probably end up streaming I'll probably end up just be painting Warhammer, because I usually, like, Saturday night is a good night for me in terms of, like, how many people? Yeah, we've got 40 people watching already. So people know that I'm live on a Saturday night, so I don't like messing with that schedule too much. I was going to say something about that though. Oh yeah, so next Saturday obviously I won't be here. Is it Mother's Day tomorrow? No. I say that with very little confidence. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure we do Mother's Day like 2 months ago. Yeah, because I'm sure I bought my wife flowers for Mother's Day. You know what? I hate manufactured holidays like that, man. The other one I hate is Valentine's Day. I think it's like such a fake holiday. You're just trying to sell me flowers for like $50. I'm such a tight bastard. You know. I like to save my money and spend it where I want to spend it. I don't want to waste it on flowers because of an artificial holiday that's, or at least in my opinion, it's an artificial holiday. Women don't always see things the same way as you know. But yeah, I'm sure it's not Mother's Day tomorrow. But if it was, I would have appreciated the reminder, because I always forget shit like that. But yeah, so I might watch the Champions League final. If Arsenal had been in it, I would have probably cancelled my stream and gone watch the Champions League final. Because like last time Arsenal were in the Champions League final was like, I think it was 2006 or 2007. So it's been like 20 years, and they've never actually won it. So I would watch it if Arsenal were there. But probably this time I'll watch the highlight. Like I watch the highlights of all the games. Like I watched the highlights this week of the Man United game, the Tottenham game. I usually watch a lot of European highlights. I have a cross trainer, so sometimes I'll watch the football highlights while I'm like exercising. So it's like 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Hello, FN Pog. Yeah, I don't mind letting my wife like sleep in or something, and like get her breakfast in bed or something like that. But like, I honestly hate holidays where you're expected to like buy stuff that's expensive every year for like you know, cards and stuff are ridiculous expensive these days, right? I don't know. Alright, this guy has got a few colours on him. It looks terrible, but he is quote-unquote battle ready, so I'm going to slap some paint on his base, and then I'm going to do some of these other bits that I need to get ready for this tournament next weekend. Hello Kev, how you doing? You well? What's happening in the land of Kev tonight? I was just saying how I've tailored the crap out of my list, Kev, to try and beat Andrew or Colin at this GT next weekend. I don't think that Blood Angels are in the greatest spot right now in terms of like trying to compete to win a GT. So I figured why not just tailor my list a little bit if it means that I can beat the crap out of Andrew and Colin and stop one of them winning the tournament, right? Like, that sounds pretty sweet to me. Someone on chat was already like, I can taste the salt. I'm not that salty, am I? A little bit. You were painting hell brutes, you filthy, filthy heretic. Join the friggin' 120 point hell brute bandwagon, are you? Ugh. I thought you had higher standards, Kev. I wanted to ask, why is the Ancient not a Phobos Lieutenant in the Action Monkey? Is the Phobos Lieutenant 45 points? Because that's the points I had left at the end of the list. I honestly thought the only character I could get is an Ancient. David says, I feel that gestures made on those kinds of days resonate more than on random days, rather than when they're mandatory. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I would rather do gestures than spend a load of money, but no, I get you. You've got 4 Hellbrutes, Kev. What are you doing? Alright, let's do some text. Let's slap on some texture paint. What have I got? Armageddon Dust, where are you? I need a texture paint tool, hold on. Where are they? I have a cup with all the paintbrushes. Oh, it's up here. Does the extra attack from the Ancient stack with Red Thirst? It does. But like my Ancient in my list isn't attached to anybody. But yeah, if you have a Blade Guard Ancient with your Blade Guard, yes indeed, you do get the extra attack. It's only once per game, but yeah, you get it. Could you do the math on 4 jump pack units? Jump pack, Intercessors, Death Company, Van Vets and Sandguard. I mean, maths for what, dude? I mean, Van Vets no one takes them competitively. Jump Pack Intercessors, I did maths on them against a Death Company in a video. So like there is a video where it like basically tells you it's cheaper and better to take 10 Jump Intercessors with a Chaplain than it is to take like Lamartas and Death Company if you're just wanting raw damage output. That is a thing. And then, I mean, I straight up haven't converted Jump Intercessors to Sandguard, but that's more like that's not such an easy comparison, because Sandguard are a much more elite unit and they have much more durability usually than Jump Intercessors, right? Like Jump Intercessors against Death Company, 100%. I did that video already. It should be in the channel. It's probably, you know how to get to the tactics playlist, right? Isn't the non-Blade Guardian, isn't the regular Ancient more worth it? Is that what you're asking, Helen Phoenix? Yes, the regular Ancient is better, because he can have a power sword and he can have he gets a feel no pain if he's on an objective, I believe. But here's the thing, I don't have the points, and I'm probably just putting this guy into the corner of the board I'm probably just putting him in the corner of the board for like behind enemy lines or containment or some nonsense like that. He's basically just as cheap an action monkey as I can get. And I don't think there was any other action monkey type thing I could do for 45 points. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I'm sure that if you're trying to do something for 45 points, I think the Blade Guard Ancient is your only option. Do you have a routine for prepping for a tournament? I just try and get to bed early. I mean, I might look at my first matchup if the matchups have been released and have a look at his army. I might have a look at all the armies in the tournament. Might look at some of the things that I don't know the rules for. Because, I mean, you're going to probably fight something that you've never fought before or you don't know all the rules for. So I might try and do like a who's who type thing of enemy lists, depending on when they're shared, I guess. If the lists are shared before, like, let's say Wednesday night, I might do a stream with just talking about all the lists. Because I don't think there'll be any painting I'm rushing to do on Wednesday night, Marius. But no, I think the most important thing for me is to be well rested. And like on the Saturday, if it's a 2-day event, I might go to bed like super early. Depends on how tired I am after day one of the tournament, but I've seen myself go to bed at like 9:30. I usually more of like a midnight, like I say, do you know what, I'm lying. I say midnight because that's when my phone tells me to go to bed. Most of the time it's 1 a.m. My phone reminds me at midnight and I take about an hour because everybody pushes their bedtime, don't they? You finish the level that you're playing in whatever video game, you finish watching an episode, you waste some time on YouTube, whatever it is you do when you're supposed to be going to bed, everybody does it. Or at least I feel like everybody does it. So my phone tells me to go to bed at midnight. Most nights it's like 12:40. But some nights it does hit 1 a.m. So I guess my question is, you know, on the second night, if I'll go to bed super early, so that I'll be up nice and rested for the tournament for the GT that I won last summer. On the Saturday night, Marius, I don't know if you did this. I can't actually remember who was all there, but a bunch of the guys went to the Muckle, which is a pub in Elgin, for dinner after the tournament. So everybody ordered like whatever, and then a bunch of guys had like beers or whatnot. I ordered like a salad and then went home to bed. And then I woke up super early. So on the day that I won the GT, I'd actually been in the gym in that morning. I'd woken up so early because I'd gone to bed so early. So I'd gone to bed at like 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30 or something. So I'd woken up at like 5:30. The tournament starts at 10 on the Sunday. I'd gone to the gym for like 2 hours and lifted weights and stuff, and like I felt amazing on day 2, right? Because I didn't drink alcohol and I didn't stay up late. So no, I don't really have a set tournament, like this is my routine or whatnot, but like I would just try and make good choices. Like you're not going to play well if you're tired. I always take lots of water with me. I always take snacks with me. I always take paracetamol with me, just in case there's a headache or something, you know. Just pays to be prepared, I would say. Dude, there's nothing wrong with getting a pump on before you play Warhammer 40k. I am actually... have ever competed in America? No, I haven't been to America since friggin' before COVID, man. I'm wanting to get back to America. When I was a kid, my dad actually had a house in America, and we came to America almost every summer. So I actually am a huge fan of America. I love, it's a guilty pleasure, I love IHOP, man. We don't have IHOP in Scotland. I fucking love IHOP. It's like, I know it's like cheap and it's not the most amazing, but I just love it. I just love. Hitting the creatine, yeah, I am hitting creatine, you're right. No, so actually, speaking of pumping, for me in like 2 or 3 weeks time, I will have been going to the gym 4 times a week, every week. Maybe missed like 1 week for an entire year now. So I've made like this really healthy choice, I guess, over the last year to stick with it. Like I you know how I said that thing, you know how I made that video a while ago that said like, if you're trying to get your models painted, don't let motivation control it, right? Because if you let motivation, like it's for me, right? Like look at, just before I came on the stream, I swear to God, I fell asleep in bed with my son, right? Like I had to go and lie down in bed with him at like 7:30, because that's when he goes to bed, and I fell asleep for like I woke up and I was like, oh God, how long have I been asleep for? Fortunately, I'd only been asleep like 10 minutes, but I fell asleep like right before the stream. So like, you know when you've fallen asleep and you wake up, you're a little bit discombobulated. Like if motivation controlled, if I did painting, there's like a very good chance I'd be like, oh, now I'm tired, just gonna go vegetate in front of the TV, I'm not gonna do any painting. So my point with like, because I made a video before saying don't let motivation control your painting, because you'll get less done if you let motivation control it. Like if you just want to paint because you feel like you can paint, just do it, right? I made the exact same choice like a year ago. I watched a lot of videos online talking about IHOP never closes, all-star breakfast and fights at 3 AM, it's a great time. Do you know what, the last time I was in America, hello Bearded Coyote, thanks so much for your email, I've got your package ready to go out as well, I sent you a photo. Last time I was in America, so this was 2017, I'm like a morning person, right? Like I wake up every day like 7. So going from the UK to the East Coast is 5 hours time difference, right? So like the clocks go, let me get this right, the clocks go back 5 hours. So like we flew through the day or whatever, and we land in Orlando at 3 PM local time, but that's actually like 8 PM our time. So we ended up going to bed, I think we probably went to bed on our first day at like 7 PM local time, which would be midnight for us, right? But the clocks had gone back 5 hours. So like I sent my mum a photo from IHOP the following morning because she knows that I friggin' love IHOP. So I sent her a photo from IHOP and the local time, right? So this was like, so the time in Orlando when we went to IHOP for breakfast was like 5:36. So we would have been up at like 4:30, but remember the clocks had changed for us for 5 hours. So it wasn't like we were up at 4 a.m. because we're mental. It was, we were up at 4 a.m. because we probably actually slept in till like 9 p.m, right? So I sent my mum this photo from IHOP and she was like, oh my God, is IHOP struggling? Why is it so quiet? Because like me and my wife were the only people in the restaurant, and I was like, no mum, it's quiet because it's 5:30 on like a Tuesday. But yeah, my motivation sucks. I procrastinate too much. Right, so if you want to get something done, dude, get motivation the frick out of your schedule. Like, the amount of times this year I have not been like, if I let motivation decide if I was going to the gym, I would have just not gone to the gym. But I just decided I go to the gym Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays, and I do that every week. And like, for me, when I say I'm doing something, I'm doing it, right? So it's just like a non-negotiable. So I am 11 months. I think I was sick 1 week, so maybe 1 week I only went to the gym, let's say twice, and then one time when I was like trying to move up in weights, I really hurt my shoulder badly. Remember, I broke this arm, right? I broke my arm skateboarding. So like I've been trying to get the weights up on my arm, and I really hurt my shoulder, I guess. So I missed 1 week because I was ill, and I missed another week because I hurt my shoulder. But the second I was like feeling good again, I just got straight into it. And now I'm pretty much, I think I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not going to change it. I'm getting older. I need to be healthy. It makes me feel better. It's improved my mental health. My mental health was struggling a lot last year, actually, as well. So like, there's a weird thing where, like, see, if you've been to the gym, your mental health for that given day is just much better because you just feel good about yourself or something. I don't really understand it, but it is a thing that I have noticed. As someone who was like I was having proper mental health problems last year, like they sort of all went away when I started going to the gym regularly. I manage 2 or 3 gym sessions a week, but I have gaps due to being sick or work stuff. Yeah, I mean, you've got to try and commit to like a schedule that you can maintain. That's the trick, right? Have I finalised the list for the GT? I have Highland Phoenix, but I don't really like it. But it's finalised. Cracker Barrel is the best for breakfast. I don't know Cracker Barrel, actually. I think I've been to Waffle House 1 time in my life. Is Waffle House genuinely better than IHOP? Because Waffle House always has that like yellow sign, and it always looks a little bit tacky, right? Like a little bit run down? Or is that just my perception of it? Because like the times that I've been to Florida, like the times I've been away has been Orlando, and I guess in Orlando at least the signs for Waffle House always make you think like, looks a little bit run down. Eugene says I converted my shed. Oh yeah, I do a lot of stuff on my home gym. Like, I'm not saying I go to a physical gym 4 times a week. I'm just saying I take the act of doing exercise 4 times a week. And like, I've hit, like this year I have hit all, like this is coming back after a broken arm. I've hit all sorts of PBs that I never hit before my broken arm, just by being consistent. Endomorphins. Yeah, that's probably it, dude. Who doesn't like a bit of endomorphins, eh? Yeah, I mean, that's probably it. It's probably as simple as that. But yeah, I'm very happy with. I probably like bigger muscles, but I'm very happy with the act of going to the gym 4 times a week. Marius, if you don't want to go to the gym, just get some friggin' weights for your garage, dude. There are so many people on YouTube making videos on how to Start simple and get healthy. Honestly, you could, if you have one set of dumbbells, there's so many exercises you can do. And you don't even need a lot of space. Like, my gym is tiny at home. It's like a meter and a half squared by a meter and a half squared, and there's like 50 exercises you can do. Put a heater in your garage, Arthur, and that's, you know. I was gonna say, see that, yeah. I kind of feel like you need to get over all those obstacles so you can just do it, right? And then make it a non-negotiable. You'll be happy for it. Yeah, and Christoph's right. You don't need a full gym to get a good workout. I get just as good workout at home with like a few sets of dumbbells. Just knowing the exercise and doing the practice, right? Bonus to working out at home is you're the biggest guy in the gym. Yeah, bonus to working out at home as well is you can choose. You don't need to wear headphones or anything like that. You just put the music on in your garage, right? Do you do much meal prep? I wouldn't say I do too much meal prep, but I do have basically I've been eating the same meals every day for almost a year. So I know my protein and I'm hitting my protein goals. So like 2 of my 3 meals are identical every single day. The only meal that's different is dinner. But yeah, the other meals are like heavily monitored for protein and fat and stuff like that. Hello Jeffrey, you were a competitive bodybuilder. Right on, dude. Do you know Sam Sulek? Because I'm always watching him on YouTube. He's no joke, is he? You probably watch him, I imagine, if you're a competitive bodybuilder. Waffle House is guaranteed decent food and a certain amount of ghetto with it. See, that's why I don't go. I am not ghetto, man. I don't even know what the ghetto is. I'm from Scotland. We don't have a ghetto. Fogg says, I'm generally curious. I've heard the cultural differences between the UK and the US is drastically different. I've heard that we take it way too serious in the US compared to the UK. And what do you mean by, like... You know, that's quite an open-ended question, right? Like, the US take what more seriously? Like life? Going to the gym? Like, what, have you seen Major Kill's new Sanguinius model? Looks crazy even though it's heretical. I haven't seen, do you know what, Glasgow is a ghetto. Not all of Glasgow. My brother lives in Glasgow. No, not all of Glasgow is a ghetto. But yeah, no, I guess I know what you mean, though. Yeah, there is some dodgy places in Glasgow. I still like that sketch by oh, what's the comedian? But the Scottish guy that's really popular. He's from Glasgow. What's his name again? Glasgow comedian. Kevin Bridges, that's it. Did you see his video about getting stabbed in Glasgow? That's honestly one of the funniest. That's one of the funniest comedy sketches I've seen in a while. Yeah, well, maybe next time I go to America, I will try Waffle House. Next time I go, I'm probably going to take my kids. So probably it's going to be at least like 3 or 4 years, because my youngest kid's only 3. So I don't think I fancy an 8-hour flight with him until he's like 7 or something. I wouldn't take your kids to one after 10 p.m. Okay. See, IHOP at least feels like I can go any time. Yeah, do you know, now that you mention it, I feel like the one time, because I have been to, I did say I've been to Waffle House once, right? I do remember going to Waffle House. Like the one time I went, it was like next door to like a 7-Eleven, and we probably went like pretty late at night, like we'd been in a theme park all day or something, and you know, like I was just joking that like I don't know what ghetto is, I'm from Scotland. In that Waffle House, I definitely feel like that's the closest to ghetto I've ever been in my life. So I think I know what you mean, because it felt like something was going to kick off. It felt like something shady's going on in here. I think I know what you meant. What's the UK? We don't really have 24-hour restaurants, man. That's why it's all a novelty to us when we come to America. Like, if you want to get food in a restaurant here in the UK, you've got till like 9 p.m. and after 9 p.m. you're fucked. Like, no one will sell you food. Have you seen the Warhammer Math Sterngard video? I have not. But I mean, Sterngard with devastating wounds with a bunch of rerolls and stuff like that. I mean, I think they'd be pretty good. And then they've got chainswords, right? So they basically, if you attach a Sangre Priest to them, I think they're basically assault intercessors. Because they actually have like 5 attacks per model or some nonsense. So yeah, I think Sterngard could be cool. But I haven't really run Sterngard this edition, I must admit. It could just... I don't know why I haven't run them. I guess normally I don't just jump on stuff that I think is like bonkers broken, I guess. Oh, there's a few 24-hour McDonald's. Yeah, occasionally. Yeah. Do you know what? We've got the... Yeah, like, so, yeah, maybe McDonald's will be open 24 hours or at least till like 1 a.m. But, I mean, I don't eat McDonald's, dude. You know, like, here's me saying that I'm trying to go to the gym 4 times a week. I mean, it's hard enough to be healthy when you're monitoring everything. If you like McDonald's, more power to you, but like, I don't eat that. I have friends that eat it like 4 times a week, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan. I heard word of mouth UK treats 40k like G.I. Joe compared to US, where some competitors live and die by it. I think there's plenty of serious players in the UK, like way more serious than I am, dude. Like, I'm a weekend warrior. Like, I'm here to play my few games on the weekend and have fun. There's plenty of UK players that take Warhammer super seriously. And I mean, you know, like I was joking about, like, I don't eat McDonald's. This is the same thing. I don't... Maybe if I didn't have kids, you know, like, different people have different priorities. My priority in my life is probably my kids. So that's all it is, you know. If they don't have kids, if they're a bit younger, if they like Warhammer, you know, there's people in the UK that think, like, some of my wife's friends thinks Warhammer's a bit weird, but like, my wife likes that I play Warhammer because she knows where I am. You know, like, I'm up here painting, whereas like some of my friends might be at the bar drinking and they don't know what trouble they're going to get into in the bar, and they like to go out to the bar every single weekend. So my wife likes that she knows exactly where I am, and I'm not doing anything that's going to cause me any trouble or anything like that, right? So each to their own, I guess. You do you, more power to you, right? Don't let other people judge you is the way I look at it. McDonald's 4 times a week. Yeah, some people do. Honestly, people like Andrew from the Plastic Crackheads, he would eat McDonald's 4 times a week. He'd probably eat McDonald's more than 4 times a week if it was an option, dude. I don't think their food's good enough to eat it 4 times a week. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think the yeah, I mean, I think it's alright. I don't think it's like I wouldn't eat, like, you'd have to pay me a lot of money, like hundreds of pounds, for me to want to eat McDonald's 4 times a week. I wouldn't do it. I don't think the food's good enough. And also, I know it's loaded with sugar, right? His poor intestines, exactly, yeah. What did I have for dinner today? Salad. So, like, lettuce, tomatoes, grapes, cucumber, chips, and pizza. McDonald's 4 times a week is rough. Yeah, some people do it though, man. McDonald's burgers without ketchup is a very good protein to dollar calorie ratio. Yeah, I mean, we all need our protein, right? Protein. Any of you guys that like protein and stuff like that, there's a YouTube guy whose videos is just like him, like, speaking at high pitch, going like, I can't even do it. He just goes like, I can't get my protein. Then his video is just him like munching like crap loads of stuff. It's really funny, actually. I don't know who he is, but I've seen a few of his videos. If I eat takeouts, I try and stick with Popeyes or KFC. I figure chicken is the better choice. I prefer KFC to McDonald's. For sure. Fast food in California is out of hand. I can get a better burger for less from a diner these days. 250. Oh, you've seen those videos? 250 fish fingers? Yeah. Man, I hate fish fingers. God. Sometimes we feed our kids fish fingers. I think, God. I can't think of anything worse to eat than fish fingers. I mean, I'm sure there is something that I think is worse, but no, I just absolutely hate fish fingers. I finally organised a lads trip to Warhammer World Nottingham for the first time later this year. Any advice for making the most of it? I don't know if you need to book the expedition in advance. I imagine you don't. I know if you want to play there, you should book some tables in advance, because they do have like 50 tables, but it depends when you're going, I suppose. It can book out, like the tables can all get booked up. So I was last at Warhammer World before COVID. So I don't know too much on what all has changed, but they have a large shop. But I mean, there's a couple of exclusives in the shop, but I don't know how meaningful they are now, right? Like there used to be like a jewel pack where you could get 2 tanks, Space Marine tanks, that were only available in the shop. It was like a Rhino and a Land Raider, like a custom version of both of them, and they were in the Codex, but I guess they're probably not. I don't think they are in the Codex anymore. But I mean, I guess if you want the custom Land Raider and Rhino, maybe you can still buy them. And then there's the expedition, but the expedition is definitely worth doing, but I don't think you have to book tickets in advance. Like, unless there's like an event on when you're going, you're probably good to just rock up to it, right? Anyone else help out with Warhammer World? Like I said, I haven't been since before COVID. Like, you got like so. Here's my story or whatever. Is like, before COVID, I would do more things, more tournaments. But then, like, during COVID, that's when we had our first kids. And then, since then, what with the first couple of years of lockdown and then having 2 very young children. And also, it's only this last month my wife's gone back to work. So, like, we've been a single salary household for, like, 5 years or something, which is rough. So, you know, we've been so I haven't done so much stuff. Like, I've tried not to go away overnight. for tournaments ever since we've had the kids and since post-COVID, right? Chips or fries? Fries, yeah. We call chips fries. We don't. I very rarely would call chips French fries, right? We call potato chips crisps. In fact, the first time I went to America, my dad he went to like a stall and ordered a bunch of chips and was expecting French fries. And he was like, oh, these are crisps. This is not what I wanted. So we've made that mistake. This was like in the early 90s. I'd forgotten about that up until you just mentioned crisps or fries. Oh yeah, Bugman's. Do you have to book tables at Bugman's? You may also enjoy Mike Israelite or Greg Ducey. I'll write those names down. I don't know any of those names, Jeffrey. I'm pretty new to this whole fitness journey thing, I must admit. I think part of it was like, see, after I broke my arm, I had to have my arm like this, like strapped to my chest for like 6 or 8 weeks, right? I think it was closer to 6 than it was 8. I recovered actually pretty well. But after I got my arm out of my cast, obviously I'd like lost a lot of my strength because the muscles had all atrophied. Like, you know, when Neo's in the Matrix and he doesn't use any of his arms and stuff, they're all super weak. And then here's the thing, I basically was getting shoulder pain every single day. In the evenings, I was just getting shoulder pain. It's hard to explain it, but like I couldn't just sit and watch TV without my shoulder being sore. It was just like in here or something, probably like closer to the collarbone. So something about, like, if you hold your arm like that for, let's say, 8 weeks and don't move it at all, then after, like, I guess what was happening was, like, in the evenings, the muscles are all, like, seizing up. How did I break my arm? I fell off my skateboard. I've got an electric skateboard. I must admit I haven't used the electric skateboard nearly as much before I fell off of it. I am an idiot. But, I mean, electric skateboards go pretty fast, I guess. I thought I dislocated my shoulder. No, I broke my arm. So so I was in pain like pretty much every night, and I was like, right, I got to do something about this. So I started doing like physiotherapy, doing like resistance bands and stuff to try and get all the muscles back to where they were before I'd broken my arm. But like the way I see it now is breaking my arm was one of the best things that happened to me, because it's like it forced me to do those things, and then since I've been doing those things, they've helped me with my mental health, they've helped me with my strength, they've helped me with my diet. So like, sometimes something positive can come from something negative, and it was a very negative thing, especially because I think when I broke my arm, like my kid was like 1 year old, so like I had to change nappies and stuff with a broken arm, which is a bloody nightmare. But yeah, if you're in your 40s, I would honestly say that going to the gym like 4 times a year has like changed my life massively. And probably I've been doing it quite extreme. You probably don't need to do as extreme as I have. I've just been doing it extreme because I was annoyed at how sore my shoulder was every day. And I just wanted to sit in front of the telly and not be sore. And I was like, you're not allowed to sit down and not be sore. I was like, I do not like this. Yeah, it's taken me a while to get the confidence back with electrics. So my electric skateboard has 3 gears, like, I guess like slow, medium, and fast. I literally haven't gone back into fast since I had the crash. Jan the Creator says, just started my first Blood Angels 40k army mainly because of the channel. Keep up the awesome work. Well, congratulations, Jan. Thanks so much for the nice comment. I appreciate it. When were you last at Warhammer World, Marius? Arathian says, a fish finger sandwich is a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm not sure we can be friends anymore. A fish finger sandwich. Here's a question. Do you put butter in the bread and do you put ketchup inside it? Because I guess if you put butter and ketchup in it, maybe it'd be less bad. But if it's just bread with fish fingers with no condiments, I don't know if we can be friends anymore, dude. Like, ugh. I'm joking, of course, but no thanks. Hello, Peter. How you doing? I like a chip sandwich, like not potato chips, like French fry sandwich. That can get on board with. Butter and ketchup, yeah. Butter and ketchup in a chip sandwich is good. Mushy Pete. Alright, yeah, do you know what? Mushy, yeah. So what is that? It must be something to do with fish meals. Because, yeah, I was saying earlier in the stream that there's nothing in life that I hate eating more than fish fingers. There is something. It's mushy peas. God. I mean, I quite like normal peas, but why mushy? Like, why do they have to be, like, ugh. Hello, Starts Party. Good evening. How are you? You blew up the gasket on your R6. How'd you manage that? Fish fingers in an air fryer. Ugh. I don't know what it is about fish fingers. They're just not my jam. My wife is going to Nottingham next week. Pre-kids, I would have just gone and chilled out at Warhammer World. Oh, there you go, yeah. Pre-kid, like, I feel like pre-kids life was easy, right? But kids are like the hardest thing you'll do, but they're the best thing you'll do, so. But no, I get you. Yeah, so I've been much more, not housebound, but much more restricted on what I've been able to do since having kids, I guess. In terms of like what tournaments I've gone to in terms of where I've been traveling to, all these sort of things. More people coming out the woodwork for fish finger sandwiches. Oh my goodness. You know, like there's a few videos on YouTube of like American people trying beans on toast for the first time, and they're like amazed that they're like, oh my god, beans on toast is actually quite tasty. I've seen a couple videos of like American people doing baked beans on toast, and they're convinced it's going to be like the most horrible thing, and then they try it and they're like, oh, you know, that's actually okay. But I didn't know so many people would actually be on board with fish finger sandwiches. Wow. That's not... I couldn't have predicted that. It barely qualifies as fish. Yeah, it does barely qualify as fish, right? Like, of all the fish to eat, I just think whitefish, like cod and haddock, are like the most boring fish. Like, I'd eat tuna, I'd eat trout, I'll eat salmon, I'll eat mackerel, sardines, anything but whitefish. Like, it's not just the boringest fish. I don't know. You guys are surprising me. My wife loves whitefish, and I just don't get it. I guess that's the great thing with this world, is everybody's different. Everyone's got their own take on things. Literally the first time I've ever heard of a fish finger. Right, I'll show you a fish finger. Hold on. Or at least I'll show you what I think a fish finger would. It'd be bird's eye fish fingers, and like I feed them to my 3-year-old. Yeah, so it's basically breaded. I'm assuming it's cod, right? It's haddock or cod, I assume. So they're like chicken nuggets, but for whitefish. And I think they are boggin', man. Like you couldn't pay me to eat one. I mean, you could, but it would have to be like $100. Like I'm lying. I'm pretty cheap. $10. I'm not eating a fish finger for less than $10. I hate them. £4, my days of fish fingers are over. Dude, inflation, man. Everything since COVID has inflated, like, probably damn close to 100%. Probably probably before COVID that would have been £2. How many did you get in there? Was that 10? Yeah, it'd probably be £2 before COVID. Now it's £4. I will donate a tenner if you eat one on the channel. I'd rather not. I'm pretty sure we don't. I'd have to cook it, and I'm pretty sure we don't have any. But thanks so much for the kind offer. The fish fingers are the chicken nuggets of the fish world, yeah? The starters party, I can't answer what you just asked. Is it toast? Yeah, so... And you could do it with toast, but it would probably just be bread. Bread, those fish finger things, bread on top. Dude, a lot of people are very excited about fish fingers. Wow. You guys, sounds like fish sticks? Probably, man. I mean, they're pretty simple, right? It's like there's nothing fancy about them. But yeah, they're the sort of thing that, like, you know, when you've got young children, that's what they would eat, right? Like my son Michael literally eats chicken nuggets 5 nights a week. We can't get him to eat anything else. He does actually occasionally fish fingers, I think, or maybe it's his sister. My wife does most of the cooking for the kids, but just because I'm at work until I get in, you know, like I usually walk in the door and they're either already eating dinner or they're just finishing dinner. What does Kane West and fish sticks have in common? I don't know if I want to know. Is this PG-13? I don't know too much about Kane West. I like that one song he had. Like 10 years ago. Work It or something. What was it again? Stronger, that was it. Yeah, I don't know Kane West beyond the one song he had like 10 years ago, Stronger. That was a good song. It's a South Park joke. Dude, so I know we're on like season 30 of South Park now or something. I've honestly seen like season 1 through 3. Right, like I liked South Park when I was like 18 years ago. Yeah. Like, I watched South Park, like, when the movie came out. Remember Terrence and Phillip in the movie? That's, like, when I watched South Park. I know that it's still going. I think but I just... It's not that I don't like South Park. It's the same as Family Guy. Like, I remember watching Family Guy for, like, season 1 through 3. I don't know if Family Guy is actually still going. But I know it went for like 10 more seasons that I didn't watch, and it wasn't like I didn't like it. It was just like it wasn't a priority for me to watch Family Guy anymore, I guess. I feel like I watched those shows when I was at university a lot. I think I obviously had a lot of free time at university. Good evening, James. How you doing? Yeah, South Park has been going like 25 years. You are right, because I was watching it when I was in high school. I know there was like a 40k episode in South Park as well. I liked the World of Warcraft episode all those years ago. I think it's Stan that plays Raven Guard. That's funny. I watched every episode of Grand Design and Ice Road Truckers at university. Yeah, I feel like everybody had like a guilty pleasure of some crap they watched at university. Do you know what? I watched Stargate SG-1. I remember sitting down, my flatmate was watching it. Like, let's say, like season 1. And I was like, what is this shit you're watching? Stargate. And he's like, yeah, it's good. And I was like, alright. I sat down and like watched one episode with him and was like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then like months later, it was like, when's the new season of Stargate coming? I loved SG-1 actually. Like, it's so funny. The first time I watched it, I honestly was like, what the fuck are you watching? Like, why are we watching this? And then it turned into be like literally one of my favorite shows. Calgar's rewatching SG-1 now. I'm going to rewatch it at some point. I want to try and get it on like Blu-ray. I don't think they do it on Blu-ray because I feel like DVDs... Well, DVDs are like 480p. I feel like as a society we've moved beyond 480p. Like I feel like I want to watch it in 1080p, if that makes sense. Like I don't really want to watch content in 480p anymore on DVD. I have a lot of DVDs. I was thinking of like taking them to a car boot sale and getting rid of them because I don't really... Like if I'm going to watch a movie, I'm more likely to watch something that's good quality on like Netflix. Than I am to go through my old DVD cabinet and watch something in crap quality, right? SG-1 was great. Yeah, SG-1 was amazing. Oh, look, everybody loved SG-1. Okay. Yeah, guilty pleasure of mine during university as a SG-1. I loved that show. Battlestar? Yeah, I like Battlestar as well. Stargate Universe was underrated. I watched all three of them. I liked Universe. I think I'd probably go with like SG-1, then Universe, then Atlantis. Third. Probably not many people would go with that way, but I really liked Universe. I thought the guy that played Rush was really good in Universe. It's always the way. They always manage to cancel the shows that people like, don't they? Has anyone been watching anything good recently then? Like, we don't have The Last of Us Season 2 yet in the UK. Or maybe we do, but I don't... I guess I don't have the... We don't have whatever HBO Max or whatever it is to get that. I really liked Season 1 of The Last of Us, so I was looking forward to Season 2. Oh, but I don't. Yeah, I have never done Sky TV, man. I think it's. I was gonna say it's probably not even that expensive. Just we have to have Disney Plus because we've got the kids. The kids are always watching Disney Plus stuff. If I could cancel some of my other TV things, then maybe I would get Last of Us. I'm excited about the new Punisher movie. I really like John Bernathal's Punisher? So I made this guy earlier tonight because I need another token basically to show that one of my tanks has got a hunter killer missile. So this is what I'm working on. So I've got one hunter killer missile here. I've got this guy that I'm just going to plop down on the top because he's got a missile launcher. And I've got this one over here. So I'm just giving these hunter killer missiles a tiny little bit of paint tonight. I found both seasons of Thin Blue Line on DVD and I paid 50p for it. Yeah, DVDs are crazy cheap, man. I don't know how well I feel they hold. Like some of that old stuff maybe is only available on DVD. But if it's like a show I really like Stargate, I really want to be able to watch Stargate again, higher quality than DVD. But that's the thing. Like I've got a lot of DVDs, and I think if you sell them, you basically get nothing for them. They're with the introduction of Blu-ray now and the 4K discs, you can get new Blu-ray movies on Amazon for like £6 or £7. Like I bought my youngest son is obsessed with Spider-Man, so I bought like Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse or one of the Spider-Verse ones. The one that's got the spot in it, and it was like £6 on Blu-ray. He's honestly watched it like 20 times. So in terms of like value for money, that's, you know, it's amazing value for money as a parent if the kid watched the same movie 20 times and you can get it on Blu-ray for £6. Yeah, I thought the Punisher TV season was awesome. I was really sad when they cancelled it. But they're making a new movie with the same character or the same cast, so maybe that'll be positive. I don't know. The Punisher was probably my favourite show that Netflix did. I didn't actually watch all the Marvel ones, or I didn't get into all of them, but the Punisher I really enjoyed. So back on 40k for a minute, has anyone else got any big Blood Angels events coming up? Is anyone going to tournaments, or is it just me at the moment? Can't remember the last time I used this orange paint, but it's managed to get gunked up inside the pot like that. I hate how the Games Workshop paints always manage to get gunked up like this. So annoying. I'm going to be more purposeful when I close the paint pots, apparently. I didn't even think about making hunter-killer tokens. Do you think it's vital? You can literally use, like, dice, or, like... I'm trying to think if I've got any markers that you could use, but, like... I just find myself, sometimes I forget when I'm shooting my hunter-killer missiles, and when I'm at a tournament, if I'm blowing both in turn 1, it's pretty easy, right? It's just like, oh, I shot both hunter-killer missiles. But if I don't blow them all in turn 1, and I don't want to make a mistake and be like, I'm firing this hunter-killer missile, and then afterwards someone be like, you already fired that one. Like, so I figure I just make these real quick. Because this list I've got has got 3 hunter-killer missiles on it. But yeah, I mean, I've done it before where, like, I just had, like, almost like little bead tokens or something. But like other people, you could just put a different coloured dice on top of the tank or something. I mean, that might have been easier than... Yeah, I do the same. I usually fire them pretty early in the game. I was just thinking that to start this party. I don't know. I didn't see a pack. When did you send that package? Adam says, John, if you had to hit the reset button and start Blood Angels from scratch, what's the units you would start with? I mean, I'd probably start with the Combat Patrol, right? Like, the Combat Patrol gives you the Sangre Guard, which I think you need. Gives you Assault Intercessors, which I think you need. I'd get some jump, like... Simplest way to start Blood Angels at the moment would probably be Jump Intercessors and Sangre Guard, right? And then you probably just need some captains to lead the jump, to lead either, I guess. That might be simplest. Almost 3 weeks ago. I've had packages take longer to show up than that, but yeah, I mean, so I ordered something from American Amazon on payday, and I get paid on the 25th of the month, and it only arrived on Thursday or Friday. So that's like Amazon doing... Like, I think Amazon shipping's reasonably decent as well, so it takes like 2 weeks to ship something from Amazon US to the UK. So if you paid cheap, it might still be coming. Everything okay, love? Oh, okay. I've even got my wife working out. She's just walking past. She's been working out. She's working out like 3 times a week as well. She's getting old though, she'll be 40 this year. Most of the hunter-killer kits I have are on the sprue. Yeah, but I mean, I've seen people like just put a dice on top of the tank or something. Do you know what, maybe I'll bring some plastic crackheads dice with me so I can give some of them away at the tournament. Maybe you can put a plastic crackheads dice on top of your tank. It's coming from Canada? Yeah, well, I feel like Canon in America will take about the same amount of time to get here. If it comes, dude, I will let you know. I mean, I've been in work every day. I mean, except weekends for the last couple of weeks, so it's not like it could have slipped in and no one's noticed. People in the office are very good at putting packages on my desk as well, so if some, you know, like if that's where it's going, it could just be delayed, honestly. International shipping kind of sucks. I had to pay quite a lot of money actually just today to send off those raffle prizes international shipping, because I sent them all tracked as well because I really don't want them to get lost. They're tight, like it's like one of the packages is under 100 grams and it cost almost $20 to send it. And it's like, this is ridiculous, but I guess that's just international shipping costs. Yeah, but I'll let you know if it comes. But I guess it might just be that. So my friend Andrew runs that War Token website, and he says stuff gets lost all the time. Like he has to remake orders and resend them all the time. And I was like, why don't you just pay for more on the shipping? And he was like, I don't know, but yeah, he said internationally it's a nightmare. In fact, I think one of the giveaways I did on the Blood Angels channel like a year or two ago, I had to send one to Germany, which isn't actually that far away from the UK, and like it took like a month. I don't know if it got lost or what, but the guy in Germany was like messaging me. He's like, dude, have you sent the package? I was like, dude, I swear to you I have sent it. Right? Like, you know, like I guess I didn't send it tracked that time. So since then I've been like, I'll just pay the extra money and get it tracked. I honestly don't know how they can lose so many packages internationally. There's got to be a scam running somewhere that someone's like intercepting packages or something. There's got to be something. They lose too many for it to make sense. That's basically what Andrew was saying. My local Warhammer guy told me to base the models with Fist and Red, Evil Sun Scarlet layer on top, and then for the deep dark red use Corn Red. It works pretty well. Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty good. I do pretty much the same. I base with Mephisto and Red, and then Evil Sun Scarlet on top, and then I Agrax Earthshade, wash it all back down. I actually finished last night. I say I finished it. I need to go back and re-render it because I was having. But I actually finished, or almost finished, my Dante painting tutorial video. The reason it is quote-unquote almost finished is because I didn't. After I got it finished, I realised that I didn't put any music over it. It's like, son of a bitch. So, I have like a 20-minute Dante painting tutorial now done. I'm going to release it next week when I'm at the GTs, because there'll be no weekend there'll be no live stream next Saturday night. There'll probably be no live army show next Sunday night, because I'll probably be exhausted from having played the GT. So because I'm not going to be having any live content next weekend, I'm going to put out my Dante painting tutorial video next Saturday. So if you see it appear on Saturday and you're wondering why it's there rather than a live stream, it's because I have to get up very early because the tournament's like an hour's drive away. So I think I'll have to get, and I think the tournament starts at 9, so I'll need a shower, breakfast, shit, you know, usually I like to take a shit in the morning. So I need to get up at least at 7. Kind of hate getting up at 7 on a Sunday, honestly. It's like the one day of the week that I don't have to get up at 7, but you know, so be it. So I'll have to be up at 7, and I probably won't get home on Saturday night till like 7 or 8 o'clock. And then on Sunday I'll get home a bit earlier, but I'll probably be tired. So yeah, probably no streams next weekend, right? Where's the GT? It's actually a new club that's appeared like an hour from me, give or take. I mean, I can link the best coast pairing thing, I think, but I don't think it's getting streamed anywhere. It's just a smaller event. Let me see. It sounds suspicious? What sounds suspicious? I'm Inverness based. You know there's a club in Inverness that do tournaments, right? Lock and Loaded? Do you know that club? I mean, I was at their tournament in Inverness in January, dude. I'm actually already signed up to their GT in August as well. So there's, you know, this one is in Inverurie, which is east, but I'm 100% signed up to the GT in Inverness in August. It's like the first week in August. Hello, Commodore. How you doing, bud? Any more tournament success since we last talked? Yeah, I like the guys from Inverness a lot. I played Kenny, who's like the I guess he's like the owner, or he's like the lead person of that Locked and Loaded group. I played him at the GT last summer, and we had a crazy close game. And it was, you know, when you play a game of Warhammer and the person you're playing against is like a really, really good sport, and they're such a good sport that, like, if you lose the game, you don't care because you're like, they're just really good sport. That's sort of where we were at. Like, so I played him for the first time, and it was like, wow, this guy is just genuinely a really nice guy. I think we were both 3-0 when we played each other, so like whoever wins is basically going to the final. And sometimes those games can get a bit gnarly, and people can be a bit super serious about them. But no, I played this game against Kenny, and it was a great game. It was one of the funnest games, and after that, I was like, yeah, you know, I feel like I should try and support their events, because if that's the type of people that they are trying to like get to play Warhammer, I'm like, that's the sort of people that I like to play against, right? Like, I would rather play like that and get beat than like play against some, you know, I'd rather do that than like beat someone who's really upset about the game or whatnot. It's a weird one. I can understand it. So yeah, I'm not going into this weekend's event with high expectations at all. I don't think... Well, I've had like no practice with the list I'm taking, so that doesn't help. But I just feel like I couldn't quite... Like, I've been iterating on lists now for Angelic Inheritors probably for a couple of months. I just feel like I couldn't quite get the list. Like, I just couldn't quite find an Angelic Inheritors list that completely gelled with what I was trying to do. So I guess because of that, I'm just playing what I'm playing, I guess, right? Being a good winner or loser is so important. I think it's honestly the most important thing, dude. because I've been to events and stuff where I've played people that I'm not supposed to beat, for example, and I've beaten them, and it's been a pretty negative experience, and I just yeah, that's the one thing that I suppose you get that in every sport or every competition, right? People always want to win. I want to win as well. I'm sure someone's beat me at some point and I felt upset about it. Andrew, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Do I do any prep for primary, secondary missions? I mean, the last few games that we've been playing, Marius, we've been using the event pack and we've been playing the missions. So at least I've got some games playing the missions that we're doing at the event pack. Sure. Well, I'll probably read the event pack on the days before the event as well, just to familiarize myself with stuff. Yeah. It's not something I dwell too long on, I guess. Alright, I'm going to be here for like another 5-6 minutes. And then I'm going to go and spend a bit of time with the wife, guys. Because otherwise I will be in the bad books. And life's not worth living when you're in the bad books with the wife, is it? Based on my frustration, do you think you'll go back to lag? Well, my intention always was, Brandon, to play this next event in Angelic Inheritors. And then, sort of my intention was, because I actually felt my lag list in January was really, really good. It was like 1 or 2 dice rolls away from going 4-1, and I genuinely think going 4-1 in an event is very, very difficult, right? Like, it's very hard to go 4-1. I've only done it a handful of times, and it feels like every time I do it, it's like a couple of years until I do it again. So I think, like, going 4-1 in an event should always be seen as like a very positive thing. Like, it's hard to do 4-1. One of my kids is awake. I'll be back in a sec. Back to Gladius. My fear is Angelic Inheritors is really bad against Death Guard. Yeah, Death Guard is a really bad matchup for Angelic Inheritors. I couldn't agree more. I've played Death Guard, I think, 5 or 6 times with Angelic Inheritors. I've beaten them once. And I beat them by 1 point. I would definitely say lag is more optimized for dealing with Death Guard than Angelic Inheritors, for sure. But Angelic Inheritors has its strengths. Like, it has good matchups, it is a good detachment. But yeah, so it was my intention always to play this next tournament in Inheritors. And like I said, I already got a ticket booked for August. So if I felt that, if I feel like if this event goes really well with Inheritors, then maybe August I'm doing Inheritors as well. But if it goes badly, then I'm going back to lag, and I'm gonna start where I was with the list that I had in the January event, because I genuinely think that list was very, very close. Because the game against the demons, the guy needed to roll like 10 4-up saves, and he rolled all of them, and he apologized. So I knew he rolled really, really hot, because he actually apologized for how well his saves were going. Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I haven't had the prep or the run up to the tournament I would want with Inheritors. So, you know what? Sometimes it's good to go in with low expectations. We'll go in, maybe we'll get a win under our belt in game 1. I mean, are you, like... Because I do take the game pretty seriously, unless I play like someone who is very serious in game 1, I can usually win my first game. And sometimes that can be the confidence boost you need. You know, like you go into a game, you go into a tournament, you get that first win under your belt, you feel good, and then you can snowball into the second win, and you feel really good, and then you can snowball into that third win, and then you've won all 3 games in day 1, and you're like, actually, maybe I've been like downplaying where I'm at. Does that make sense? So we're hoping for a day 1 snowball, I guess. That's what we're hoping for. Day 1 snowball. I don't think Angelic Inheritors is playing to Death Guard. It screws MSU. I mean, the play is that you hit them where it hurts with your Vindicator tanks, right? That's the play. So you're putting an awful lot of heavy lifting on those Vindicator tanks. Which can be folly, I guess. I mean, I think Space Marines in general are maybe carried a little bit by Vindicator tanks at the moment, right? Yeah, I'm going for the enjoyment, Marius. You're right. I mean, you go to the tournament, you try and enjoy yourself. For me, I get a weekend away from my kids, which is nice. I meet new people, which is nice. I make some new friends, which is nice. I always like when you get those good games and you make some new friends. We held a tournament here in Elgin last year, and these guys only live an hour away, so it means that if we hold another tournament again, they'll know about us. They might want to come to our event. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just not expecting to win anything. Like I said at the start of the stream, if I can get matched against Andrew and Colin and beat either of those guys and take them down a peg, that'll be me very, very happy. I did consider the Desolation Marines with Apothecary, but I'm too scared about Death Guard. Like, the Plague Burst Crawlers just do too much damage. I'm just too scared. I think if you play Death Guard, you might honestly want to reserve all 3 squads of Sangre Guard, because they'll just pick them up with the Plague Burst. Like, they're just gonna go after them with the PBCs, and I hate the PBCs. Alright, well I think I've got enough paint on these things. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do a tiny little bit of black. Where's that Blade Guard? I guess his texture paint will be dry now. Looks dry-ish. When do the lists become available to see, Marius? Is it tomorrow? Or is it like midnight tonight or something? Oh, it might be into next week. Okay. Well, if it's done by Wednesday, then I'll do a stream on Wednesday where I'll look at what we might be up against. Quick question about Death Company jump intercessors. I'm currently building a unit of 5 with 2 chainswords, 1 eviscerator, 1 power fist, 1 plasma, and 4 bolts. And just added 1 power hammer. Is the hammer any good? You can't add the hammer anymore, dude. They don't have access to the hammer. You can add 2 power fists per 5, but the hammer is a legacy option. It doesn't exist anymore. Unless I'm missing something, but I'm like 90% sure the hammer doesn't exist anymore. Do you know what I was thinking, Marius? I might enter my Dante. Is there a best painted stuff at all this weekend? Do you know? Because if there's best painted, I might enter my Dante. This is the first event I've gone to since he's finished. I'm pretty pleased with him. Don't you dare enter your Dante, because I'm sure he's better than mine. I thought you could use it as a power weapon. Maybe you can... I mean, maybe you can give them a power weapon, but honestly, if you're going to be fielding Jump Death Company, you want as many power fists and eviscerators as possible, because all the other weapon options are pretty bad. You need that unit to be hitting as hard as it possibly can be, and you get that from eviscerators, and you get that from power fists. The guys with chainswords are essentially like they're the fodder. They're the ones that die in the squad first to keep those other special weapons alive. Alright guys, I better go. Oh, best army only, not best model. God damn it! The one time I've got a good-looking model, there's no painting competition for it. Oh well, I'll enter it to the next event I go to. Yeah, I think they do best model at the Inverness one. It's possibly the model I'm the most proud of. Yeah, it's possibly the most model. Like, if your painting improves over time, then it's like he is the most newest character that I have painted, so arguably he should be the best model I have ever painted. And I sure as hell took a lot of time on him. So yeah, the painting video of Dante is coming out next Saturday, next weekend. I obviously won't be live next weekend. Should get back to being live as normal the weekend after. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I always say there wouldn't really be a stream or there wouldn't really be a channel if you guys didn't hang out and give me some people to talk to, and so I do really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great evening. A great week. Thanks so much to everybody that bought raffle tickets as well. Helped support our charity raffle this year. It's very much appreciated. I think we're finalising it this week or so, but I think we're going to have raised over $2,000, which is a crazy amount of money for Children's Hospital and children that obviously can't afford the medical treatment they need. So thanks so much for helping for that. Marius, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Maybe if there's time we can grab a bite to eat together. We can talk about it on a Saturday. Alright, enjoy your evening, brothers. Bearded Coyote, thanks again for being so easy to talk to and sort out this week. I appreciate it, dude. Package will be in the post tomorrow. Well, Yeah, it'll be in the post tomorrow, but they probably won't get moving until Monday or something. Cool. I'll probably see you guys some night this week for live stream. I'll be live tomorrow night for the Army List show. Completely forgot. So I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night, 8 PM UK time. That's 2 hours 15 minutes earlier than now. We'll be live tomorrow night. So have a nice evening. Talk to you guys later. Peace.